Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Monster Tamer News, the segment on this channel where we go over the past week's developments in the monster taming genre, this time for the final week of 2023. We've got some pretty mixed developments, if I could say that. More on the positive side, we got the release date for the upcoming Digimon Con in 2024, and some news regarding whether or not Palworld will be delayed. But on the flip side, we've got some really confusing information about Kindred Fates, and what seems to be another delay for the full game, as well as a confirmed delay for the beta. We'll get into all of this in a bit, so make sure to sit back, relax, subscribe for daily monster taming videos, and let's dive in. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this because it's kind of a confusing situation. So for those who have been following Kindred Fates, the game was delayed until 2024. However, this was a little bit of a contention with the fans because what they did was they updated the Steam page to say 2024, didn't mention it in any newsletter or anything until later, and after there was some backlash about it, and then an official statement was provided. Similarly, the final Kindred Fates newsletter for 2023 came out earlier this week and had no mention of the beta at all. It basically said we're still working on stuff for single player and we're going on vacation, so see you next year. It wasn't until a week later that we'd receive an official response, and at least for me, it leaves more questions about the current state of the game and what's sort of going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to read it all here just because we've got a lot of other news to get through, but basically the post says that the beta and the game have been delayed. However, the game never had an official release date, so does this mean it's been delayed from 2024 to 2025, or was it going to come out at the beginning of 2024 or mid or whatever? Now it's coming out towards the end. We don't really know. Also, interestingly, it says that they've been working for something for a publisher and are not signed to a publisher, but in the same vein are under contract obligations not to mention what this development is. It just seems weird to me because, and I could be wrong about this, but I've never heard of a situation where you're not signed up to a publisher and they haven't given you any money, but at the same time you've signed an NDA about your own game before the publisher commits to it. I've had a couple publishers reach out to me in the past assuming that I was covering like Anatons and one other game, and I've never had them even present me with anything like that. It was more like, hey, can you send us a build of your game and some of the surrounding info and we'll look into it type thing. This leads me to believe that they have signed up with the publisher and are just not able to give any information, but also don't want to confirm that they're with that publisher just yet, or maybe these contractual obligations are actually just self-imposed. Furthermore, not saying anything about the beta, even to the point of just saying, hey guys, it's not ready, until there was community backlash, which pretty much went unanswered by the main development team, minus one dev who couldn't really say anything for a week. Definitely isn't good from an optics perspective. Now, I don't want to bash on them because, as you all may know, this is one of the first monster taming games I've covered on the channel and was in a big part responsible for my hype in the genre in general. So I want this game to succeed. But that being said, it just feels like this is the second time they've tried to sort of sweep something under the rug rather than communicate, and they were kind of hoping the community might not notice. Like, I can't really see what else type of motive they could have for that. And I don't want to see that for the game or the community that backed it with Kickstarter money. I'm hoping things are more smoother from here and there's more transparency, and I will keep you guys up to date if we get any more information. Speaking of delays, you might know that the upcoming Palworld trailer that was slated for December 18th was delayed. This was, I'm guessing, a release date trailer or something because of how much hype was behind it and the proximity to January, and we recently got information that no, it was not delayed because the game is delayed. The game will still be coming out sometime in January, but the trailer will be coming out in early January. I couldn't get any confirmation as to when the game potentially could be releasing, whether it be mid or late January. My guess is late January because releasing a release date trailer a day or two or even a week before the game comes out seems like it's a little too close if you're trying to actually market it. Furthermore, if you're trying to get content creators on board with providing adequate coverage for the game, you need to give some time for people to set aside their schedules in order to do so. Otherwise, there's going to be a lack of promotion, which is something that Dragon Quest Monsters had a little bit of issues with at the beginning. We've got confirmation that Digimon Con 2024 will be going forward, and the date for the worldwide stream will be March 6th. Now, everybody keep in mind this is a Japanese date. Digimon isn't like Pokemon in terms of making sure that all the time zones are on the same calendar day, so it's very possible that in the West this might actually fall on March 5th instead, or very early in the morning on March 6th. I'm talking like 2 a.m. or something. By the looks of it, there isn't a specific time just yet, so I will keep you guys up to date. But if you already don't know, Digimon Con is essentially a celebration of the Digimon franchise. They talk about games, cards, movies, merch, and all that fun stuff. I'm hoping to stream it for you guys so we can kind of react to it, but it's all going to depend on what the exact time of the event is and whether or not I can get the day off work. Alright, next up we got the Rapidfire news for the updates that don't require lengthy explanations. First of all, Cassette Beast has a special promotion going on right now. You can get a gift in-game if you use the code system and punch in the code HOLIDAYS. We've got confirmation that the Tales of Tenorio Direct will be taking place on December 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I am unfortunately working that day, but I will give you guys some sort of reaction or something like that on the following day. As mentioned in the video that released earlier today, Coromon announced that the Switch update will release at 9 a.m. PST on December 24th, aka today, as of the time of this video going live. In fact, it should have just come out. And finally, last but not least, we got confirmation that there is a bug fix and quality of life update coming to Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, and I'm genuinely excited to see what sort of QOL they add to the table. And that's pretty much it, guys. A really interesting way to end the year. Do stay tuned because this week I'll have some videos coming out that I think you guys are going to be particularly interested in. We're going to do a video going over a bunch of the games that are currently on sale. We're going to be discussing the best monster taming games of 2023, and we're going to be going into all of the upcoming games and major developments in 2024. So despite this being the last Monster Tamer news of the year, there's definitely a lot more going on the channel. Now, that being said, if you do want to stay up to date on the monster taming genre, definitely make sure to like and subscribe for daily videos. You can check out my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and channel memberships linked below. And let's try to hit 74K by the end of the year. We're really close. I think we can make it. 75 was a little out of reach, but it's all good. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Oh, and special thanks to my supporters, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Candy Morency, and Tragsoft, and we'll see you later. Bye.